Super Smash Bros. Is back, ready to answer burning questions like who would win in a fight between the Pokemon Mewtwo and Cloud from Final Fantasy if they had a fight on top of a Sheikah Tower from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Well, guess that answers that. Smash Bros. Ultimate, for so the latest version in this franchise mashup fighting series is called, is the biggest game yet. Every fighter from previous games returns, plus plenty of new brawlers, alongside fresh stages and more modes than a statistician's big book of datasets. Yes, that was a maths joke. No, there will not be any more in this video. That one hurt my head. We've spent a healthy chunk of time with Ultimate ahead of its release, including with the new single-player Spirits modes. Here are 7 things you need to know. Smash Bros. Ultimate packs 103 stages in total, which is a frankly terrifying number of locations upon which to punch your friends right in their virtual faces. Even if a new stage morph feature makes it easier to experience more stages in quick succession by having the world phase occasionally between 2 preset battle arenas. The main attraction for returning Smash fans, however, will be the new locations, which we're happy to confirm are a positive delight. Dracula's Castle from the Castlevania series is perhaps our favourite for the simplicity of its layout, which makes for tense, up-close and personal matches. But the attention to detail is what really makes it shine. In the background, you'll regularly see Castlevania bosses make a dramatic entrance, like Werewolf here. These nasties, which will hit Castlevania fans right in the nostalgia gland, roam around in the background, lending a generally spooksome air to proceedings, but as far as we can tell won't interact with players, so you don't have to worry about Death floating up with his scythe and reaping your soul mid-battle. Apparently that's only something that happens to Luigi. The music for this stage is a special treat. You'll get served up one of 34 classic Castlevania tunes from the series' history, all of which are as overwrought and melodramatic as you'd hope for a stage as gothic as this one. Music is a strong theme again in another new stage, New Donk City Hall from Super Mario Odyssey. This stage sees you fighting on shifting platforms in Odyssey's bustling metropolis, but the real treat is that the band members who float past start performing when you hit them, bringing their unique sound into the mix. It won't be long before you've got Mayor Pauline's full big band jazzing out that one song from Mario Odyssey. You know, the one that's been stuck in your head since whenever it was you first heard it. Pipe down, Captain Falcon. Quit trying to steal the limelight. Great Plateau Tower from Breath of the Wild is another stage that lends itself to intense fights, with players who've taken a lot of damage sure to seek refuge in the centre, where they're more likely to ricochet off the tower's ceiling than fly off the stage to their doom. That is, until the ceiling collapses. Moray Towers from Splatoon, meanwhile, is the 4th completely new stage and gives contestants a bit more breathing room, and space to retreat if things are looking hectic. One quirk of this stage is that when you run towards the sloped sections, by default you'll take the one that heads down. This might catch you out if you're charging in to attack a player who's above you. A new mode called World of Light is the closest thing Ultimate has to a single-player campaign. It's worth saying right from the outset that this mode doesn't look like it'll offer up much in terms of narrative, so if you're looking for something to rival the Subspace Emissary campaign of old, you're probably out of luck. But what World of Light does have in its favour is that it'll take you absolutely bloody ages to finish. The mode sees you battling in one-off challenges across a lightly cel-shaded overworld, with the eventual goal of defeating Galeem, who has already appeared in this elaborate cinematic, making a pretty bad first impression by dissolving every single character except Kirby. like us, you may have assumed that Kirby in this cutscene was simply meant to represent whatever character you choose to play as in World of Light. But no, having played it, we now know it's always Kirby. Kirby the Survivor. At the end of all things, Kirby. Anyway, having made canon the fact that Kirby is the strongest of all Nintendo characters, World of Light then sees you unlocking other fighters as you traverse this maze-like overworld. You'll find paths are blocked off or areas where you need a certain character unlocked in order to proceed. Fog covers the parts of the map you haven't explored yet, but just from seeing how vast that map is, it's fair to assume that World of Light will take a really solid chunk of time to complete. Ultimate introduces several new fighters to the gigantic roster of brawlers, although just saying, Nintendo, where are Mayor Pauline and Detective Pikachu? Hey, never mind though, because of all the new fighters, it's Isabelle from Animal Crossing that's made us laugh the hardest so far, and may well present the biggest threat in combat. In Animal Crossing, Isabelle is secretary to you, the mayor, although she's quite clearly the one who's really running the show. In Smash, this ponytailed pup brings a series of fantastically twee but surprisingly powerful attacks to bear. Many of those moves will be roughly familiar to anyone who's played Smash with the villager character from Animal Crossing before, but there are some brilliant unique moves too. Perhaps our favourite and the most versatile is the fishing rod. This mainstay of the Animal Crossing series can be used to grab and hurl opponents, often quite a lot further than you'd think. As a bonus, you can also throw it to latch back onto the stage when you've been hurled off. You might never need to though, as Isabelle's third jump, which puts her on this adorable balloon-powered swing, has seriously impressive range. We haven't played enough to figure out if Isabelle will appeal to the really hardcore players or not, but she's absolutely won our hearts as the most adorable and perhaps the most lovingly animated of the new fighters. Plus, you might win a few games purely based on how bad anyone would feel dealing damage to her. Oh god, Isabelle! We're so sorry! Spirits, new to Smash Bros. Ultimate, are characters from the extended Nintendo back catalogue that aren't playable in the game but can be unlocked and assigned to your character in order to give them extra power or tweaked abilities. And they will melt your brain into goo. The first thing to note about this complicated edition is that spirits aren't available in online matches and probably won't come into play much in multiplayer at all, so really should be thought of as an effort to give Ultimate single player a bit more longevity. Because so far it seems you'll mainly get spirits by playing the game's single player modes. First off, you'll need to choose a primary spirit from those you've unlocked. Primary spirits alter your stats to give you better attack power or defense in battle. Primary spirits may also come with support slots, which means you can additionally tag on support spirits. Support spirits slightly tweak gameplay, so for instance, when assigned, you might jump slightly higher or start the battle with an item already in hand. If you're still following, then you might also be ready to know that spirits are sorted into various categories that determine their overall power, and that primary spirits have strengths based on type. Also, primary spirits level up when used or when fed snacks. Some spirits have evolved forms, and oh yeah, you can melt spirits down for their cores, which can be combined to get new spirits or use spirits to power up amiibo or... Okay, we give up. Despite being basically completely baffling, spirits do look really fun because they're essentially a vast library of Nintendo trivia that you'll have to keep playing to unlock completely. If, like us, you love collecting stuff but can't really be bothered to get too deep into the whole spirit combat mechanic, here's what we'd recommend. Press Y to have the game automatically pick you some strong spirits, and get stuck into the game mode that gets you the most spirits the fastest. World of Light looks to be the most ambitious way to play Smash solo, but in our time with the game, the mode that really hooked us was Spirit Board. In this mode, you're presented with a board of individual challenge battles, each of which will win you a spirit if you complete it successfully. If you don't need any of the spirits on offer, you can reshuffle the board to get new challenges. The strength of this mode is that each fight takes only a minute or two, which makes it perfect for a portable console. If you're on a bus or in the back of a car with no way of playing online or with another person, we reckon the most fun you can have in the game will be bashing through a few spirit challenges to fill out your collection. There's a frisson of drama in this mode too, because if you fail a challenge, it will drop off the board for a certain amount of time. So when you see a spirit you really want to unlock, there's a lot of pressure to not screw up the fight. Gotta smash this Inkling if I want to unlock Mipha from Breath of the Wild. Oh, damn it. Spirits are certainly interesting, and collecting them is undoubtedly more compelling than we first imagined. But Smash is first and foremost a multiplayer game, and having played it for a while, with the freedom to customise rules, a 4-player Smash battle is still absolutely where it's at. There's simply no better way to enjoy this game than battling it out with other humans, and all the chaos, drama, and unintended hilarity that comes with that. That's excellent news, because one of gaming history's greatest multiplayer experiences remains a simply terrific time. On the other hand, if you're already a Smash fan, Ultimate isn't going to persuade you to mix up the multiplayer formula that much. For instance, although I'm not really a hardcore Smash purist, after an hour or so of playing, everyone in my session was ready to turn off items entirely. The game is already such pure chaos that the presence of the many items and assist trophies, all of which behave in different and tough to remember ways, just becomes overwhelming. As before, you can turn item appearance down to low, but in my experience, it wasn't all that low, and it was more fun just to play without items altogether, or at least to prune the list down to just a few easy to comprehend items. All that said, that could just be a natural pull on behalf of myself and my fellow players to shape Ultimate into the Smash Bros. Experience we're most familiar with. And the game packs so many options and modes and extra tweaks that we're really keen to sink our teeth into long term. What's certain for now though is that a multiplayer Smash battle is still the beating heart of this game, and no amounts of spirits are going to change that.
Game, ready, go!
The Smash series has always revelled in Nintendo history, and the weird pleasure that comes from seeing characters from wildly different games punching each other really hard. Ultimate, however, takes Nintendo nerdery to alarming new levels, and not just because there are more fighters, more stages, and over 800 music tracks that delve deep into the back catalogue. Geeky references and in-jokes permeate the game, and this is most obvious in the way that spirit battles are presented. For instance, to unlock the spirit of Alexandra from GameCube horror title Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem, the game has you fight Zero Suit Samus, dressed in black, in front of Luigi's mansion, with the twist that when she takes enough damage, the screen flips, in a nod to Eternal Darkness's reality-bending sanity effects. Nice, Smash Brothers, I see what you did there. To unlock Dugtrio, fight 3 brown Kirbys and realise they basically have the same face as the tunnelling Pokemon. Want to unlock Rabid Mario? Then you have to fight Mario in bunny ears. How about the Able sisters from Animal Crossing? Obviously, they're represented as 3 tiny Sonics, each of which starts with a drill because I guess that's a bit like something for sewing? It's fun to try and unpick why exactly these spirit battles appear in the form that they do, but moreover they show that the makers of the game are just as into the weird Nintendo lore as we are. Why else would bagging the spirit of Tom Nook, the Animal Crossing landlord, involve a fight against an Incineroar that can randomly perform final smashes and that actually gets healed as it attacks if Nintendo didn't know we all think of Tom Nook as being famously and hilariously unfair?
Ready, go!
Yeah, that pretty much feels like the combat equivalent of having your mortgage repayments tripled without warning. Ultimate will also test your powers of video game recognition, especially when it comes to unlocking spirits. Sure, we've all seen Shy Guy before, but seriously, who the hell are some of these other folks? This one is just a nose, it looks like? Expect to do a lot of learning and a whole lot more googling as you strengthen your spirits collection. Unlocking such beloved characters as Isia from, Ash Archaic Sealed Heat, a tactical RPG released for the Nintendo DS in 2007. I mean, sure. So those are some of the things you needed to know about Smash Bros. Ultimate. Are you looking forward to the game? Do you think it will measure up to past installments in the series? And which new fighter are you most looking forward to getting to grips with? And why is it Isabelle? Let us know in the comments, and hey, if you enjoyed this, then why not subscribe for much more videos? We're going to be playing a whole lot of Smash on this channel if I get my way, so why not subscribe now and ring that bell? Expect Smash live streams just as soon as we can manage it. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.